Ladies and gentlemen, I am son of that dear boy. I'm glad with the great opportunity given me to introduce to you your president.
Babu want to become president. Uskiro want to become president. Poppy Dose want to become president. Crazy man you see want to become president. Mr. Krede want to become president. Mr. Lala man want to become president. President you will see you. Mr. Roro want to become president. Diego. Now how the president business will be. We're suffering for some more. Mr. Lala want to become president. President you see want to become president. Mr. John President. It can't be one angry. Let me tell you something. When they want to become president with Lala, they will come and say, as the president of the Republic of Liberia, I thank you people for introducing me as a president. Power invests in me as a president of the Republic of Liberia. I want to make sure I will bring the rest down. Yeah. I'm going to put all the fear of president. I'm going to bring the gasoline price down. Yeah. Carlo want to become president. If you know he's you want to tell me say president wait? Charge money eat up become president? Trust take up become president? And now he say, Liberia will spoil. When they be president today, they will stand and say, I'm Mason. I will bring down Moldova and bear you new Moldova. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to steal the government money. I'm going to make sure 7 get their back pay. I'm the president going to make sure that the
Hey folks, welcome to a special edition here at Top TV Media Network. Welcome to the Saturday afternoon show. Today is September 30th, AD 2023. The time is about 2:30 p.m. my time. Many of you in other parts of Liberia, it's probably 7:30 p.m. your time as well. So in a special way, welcome to the show. I really appreciate you all joining us, giving you updates about your concerns, your worries of events that have been unfolding in Foya. You know, just like you saw on the slide on the screen, said no to violence. That is what we are here to making sure that we keep the peace, because all that matters is peace, Liberia, and that's all we have. But as sons of Lofa, as sons of Foya, we need to speak out because this is happening right in our backyard, and forget the optics, forget the politics. Truth must be told, and we must reconcile to making sure that Foya is restored to what we want it to be. Once upon a time, it was a beacon of hope. Foya was a beacon, a place, a hidden place, a place of refuge, a place of peace, oneness, togetherness, love. But unlike what we see or what we saw yesterday, it speaks a different page, a different volume, it sends a different message, not just to citizens of Foya or Liberia, but to the outside world. So we love to invite you to the show today. Those of you who are joining us that are sons of Lofa, your contributions will be highly welcome. If you need to participate, I will drop the link as well for you to call in, just so we can create the awareness. And maybe this is why this mic is so important. And our people that are on the radio wave in Foya need to understand the magnitude and the significance of the mic when you speak. How many people get to listen to you, and how many people will come and listen to you. How easily you could incite people, or you could cause violence, you know. And all of this is what we ought to talk about tonight. But what actually is happening in Foya after day one of chaos, loss of lives, destruction of properties, um, uh, death, all of that. He say, she say. What's taking place? What's happening in all of that? You know, this is what we want to talk about. And we are here to make sure that we give you the pieces of nuggets that you make that informed decision. Just like I mentioned yesterday, whenever there is a divorce in a family, amongst a couple, you know, they both are held liable for that divorce. They both take their own responsibilities for that divorce. What's happening in Foya is among the citizens of Foya. These are kissy people. These are brothers, interrelated. You know, big sister, big brother, small brother. All of those. These are the things that are taking place. Uncle, auntie, father, grandfather, grandmother, all of this. You know, we are interrelated, whether you come from Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, we are all interrelated. And that is why we say it in Kisi, say, Kisi nala pengule. You know, we say that in Kisi, Kisi nala pengule. Let me bring my contributor on the show. Hey man, what's going? Welcome, bro. Kofi, what's up with you?
Oh, thank you so much, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. You know, except that this crisis that has alarmed, you know, the word at large is it's so concerning. Uh, what does it? How's life over there with you?
No, but I'm actually on vacation. I'm in Florida right now, so that's why I missed the show yesterday.
Oh wow! You're having a good time over there, man. I can see it. It's glowing all on your face. Yeah,
Well, no, thank you so much. I think it
it's
was
glowing.
much
Well,
needed.
welcome to the show, man. This is very important that every son, well-meaning son or daughter, mother, father of Foya, will have to stand up and speak. You know, I know in this day and age that we live in, unlike 10 years, 20 years ago, when information flow is so difficult to reach around. But this is so different with what's happening, as in everyone has a cell phone, information flow is out there. The police director would say this, but what the pictures or the videos might show is different. You know, these are some of the things we want to be able to talk about with the incidents that has taken place in Foya. So with this backdrop, I know you've been following as well. What's your take? What's your take?
Well, thank you so much. So, first of all, I want to extend my deepest sympathy to the families of those who lost their life yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and also extend my thoughts and prayers to the people of Foya, uh, especially those who are in the town right now who are fearing for their lives or their safety. I really want to say this to the central government or the government of Liberia, that they need to provide security for every citizen, regardless of their party's
Right.
affiliation, so that they are able to exercise their political franchise. And we hope that, or we are demanding or calling on the government to make sure there's a swift investigation so we can get to the bottom of this, so we can have a better understanding of what happened, get to the root cause, and those who are responsible for this are held accountable for their action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would also like to caution us all, because we are getting pieces of information and all of that, especially people like us who have some voices, like in the media and other places, or even people within Foya and other parts of Liberia, to be very careful, especially political leaders, around what they say to their followers. I think this is a time for us to all call for restraints and call for a level head right now, because this thing is bigger than one party. So this is not about a CDC thing or a United Party thing or so. This is about a Liberia thing. This is about Foya thing. I think yesterday you said something on the show that was I really appreciated what I heard you say, that it's like we are going to be brothers after this, right? We're going to live together.
Definitely.
It's going to come and pass by. We are going to live together. We have to live together. So basically, I mean, this election, first of all, we are all Liberians first. We are Lofians. We are Foya citizens before we are UP or CDC partisans. Partisans, I'm sorry, partisans or so. So
right.
it is, I think we all should, this is a time for us to really take a step back to really call for calm as we await the government to carry on their investigation. I'm also really glad I was reading the correspondence, I think on Front Page Africa, where they said the U.S. Embassy has also called for an investigation into this, because I think it's very, very important for us to know the root cause of this.
Yeah.
To find out, how this whole thing started or so. The last time I was on the show, it was a time, I think I was celebrating democracy in Liberia. I told you the story. I was celebrating how, CDC had their day. It was all calm. And all the other political parties, gave them the city of Monrovia and all of those things. We talked about it in all the cities. And then we talked about UP having their day. And I said, that shows maturity in,
maturity.
In our democratic process or so. Now, what has happened yesterday in Foya was just really disappointing for us to see something like that. I know it just took us a step back, and now is the time for us, especially people who are political leaders, to really call on their supporters to restrain themselves, take a step back. It's not a time to inflame a situation right now. Let's not do it in speculations. Let's do it in facts.
I'm not even stopping you, but what transpired yesterday in Foya, if I was thinking, my mind went as far as Monrovia. If that was to take place in Monrovia, it would have been chaos, completely chaotic, because there will be so much looting around now, and the city is sitting at the verge, and for the next 10 days that we have for the elections, these elections will come and go. That's what I tell people. And all these politicians that are seeking your vote, they all will go in their dining restaurant or places and cuddle up together, have their good time. Some of you guys that are killing yourself for these politicians, you will go to their offices, you will not even be able to see them. They don't even care. That's what's happening. And here we are, killing each other, but before we delve, we go further. What I want us to do tonight is I want to take us back to the incidents that took place yesterday in videos. Let the audience decide, before we even go ahead to look, because it's like when you hear a story on one side, sometimes it's good to hear the other side, to see the other picture. That gives you a whole different balance of events, as they occur. So I got a couple of videos that I uploaded over here, and let me play this one. How it started.
The Foya people exactly what to do on October 10th. So we've seen these guys since this morning in the streets. We thought to get a bit closer to them to hear from them. So welcome to the Voice of Lofa.
All right, thank you so much for giving me the privilege. My name is Noah Tamamores, and friend called me Songochu, the chairperson of the 800 military in Foya.
You said the chairperson of what?
The 800 militant.
When you say 800 militants in Foya, tell us a bit about this group.
From the Unity Party.
You are militants for the Unity Party.
Of course.
What is your work? What do you do? What exactly are you involved with?
Well, we just from this group as mentioned, and let me just tell you, is to protect our parents, also protect the party.
So what are you doing exactly today? Since this morning, you've been out in the field, you've been going around from one end to another. So we'd like to know exactly.
Well, thank you so much. They should not doubt you. We're moving from place to place to tell the people that we are happy, more especially we have received our cash from America and other places. And so today we are jubilating to let the people of Foya, let the people of Lofa County know that Lofa County belongs to Unity Party.
There are concerns that you are putting fear in people. I mean, with the way you are dressed, like militant, walking around the streets, it's putting fear in people.
Of course, we are militant. People need to be afraid because, however, we are not here to offend nobody. We are not here to destroy. But whosoever that challenges that to offend us, we are prepared to respond to them.
Are you expecting any attack from
well,
maybe opposition?
As far as we're concerned, maybe we are in the opposition zone. We should expect attack any hour, any time.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for speaking to us. You say your name again. What's your name again?
My name is Foya Pending, the chairperson of the Military Foya.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, Foya politics is too toxic. Oh my goodness, this place has become, I really cannot stand it to be.
Okay, I guess we have a quick glitch over there. But as we go along, I will play these videos because I tend to realize there are so many different angles and viewpoints, right? That you see into this. There are videos they are flowing from those from the CDC side, as well as those from the Unity Party side as well. Very, very interestingly, it will be wise to note as to how we can bring Foya together instead of creating a divide. Let me bring Eunice is in the backdrop.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead. What? Yeah.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. So there's a lot of different versions, but I think the two videos you share show something it just highlighted something that I discussed earlier about the need for political leaders to take a step right now to really call for restraint. This is not the time to inflame the situation. You know, some of these people, some of their supporters are very young, overzealous. They want to do things and all of that. It's not a time for people to make a lot of statements that will inflame the situation. I think right now is calling for unity, and I think this is going to be really important, especially for I think Ambassador Barkai, who's going to Foya sometimes this week or next week or so. I think.
Do you think? Let me just cut you right there. Do you think it's wise for him to go to Foya at this present moment, with the wave, the heat, the tensions that are in Foya? Do you think it's wise?
I would say yes. I think it's an opportunity. He's the editor statement. He's the editor statement of Liberia in the first place, you know. And I mean, you would say the leader of the Kisi people in Foya, right? With somebody like him coming over there, I think it would be really, really helpful to really calm things down, bring the people together. This is not about. I mean, he's not, and that's my hope for him, because I mean, he's always been known as this person who have been trying to bring people together, and like at least we've seen that in the past, whether he's from his work in government or so, you know, those are things that we have heard of from him. And I think it's really crucial right now. It's not just only him, but like all leaders of Foya. This is the time for them to come to Foya and say, look, let's call for restraint. right now. Let's give the government a chance to investigate and also ensure that the government is providing safety for people right now, because people, I hear people are, are fighting for their lives. Some people trying to go to Sierra Leone. Or yesterday I was hearing people talking about getting their relatives out of there. That's, so first of all, we really want to make sure that the government is ensuring that everybody is safe, everybody feels safe, and they're in an environment.
Because that's the government's responsibility. But
Yeah,
many
that's the
people,
government.
Eunice, welcome to the show. It's very nice having you as well. Can you hear us?
Yes, thank you.
Good, good, good. Okay. So many are saying that the very government that is in Foya, the police department, are all working under the canopy of Thomas Fowler. Because there is video circulating out there with where they had a meeting lots months ago where one of our brothers was even calling to making sure that the police department be working in favor of the CDC, the courts, the magisterial courts, all of that. And that video is out there by one of the Sonjos as well. Don't you think that they were able to succeed in doing that, as in there are so many complaints from FOIA
First of
citizens that come up to the point wherein they they felt that those that are supposed to keep the peace, those that are supposed to maintain the peace, the people, the security apparatus of FOIA has taken a side.
First of all, I want to express our condolences to the families who are so sad today in Foya. And I have been broken since yesterday, and that is why I try to join this call right now so I could just say sorry to those who are affected. And what I want to say is that we shouldn't focus on blaming people right now because it's politics and everybody have their part to say to play and what to say.
Mhm.
What I want to share to the people of Foya and the reason why I'm here is to say that it's not worth raising something against your brother or sister because we are all interrelated and we are Christians. We go to church every now and then, and taking silent weapon or something to hit on your friend, regardless of the party you are part of. How will you feel looking at the loved ones of those family members if they are dead and gone 5 and 10 years from now? The vacuums that are being created in Foya today is not worth it.
Not even 5 years, but
So
saying right after 10 days from now, right after the election.
it's not worth it, and we shouldn't be the ones being used for the purpose of politics and going against our brothers. That is hatred to the highest level. To raise something, I saw people knocking on another person who was already helpless, no family member, no sister, no mother, nobody to fight for them. That person was lying down there and someone is hitting. I saw a man in white. Each time they hit on the guy, he would make a move like he wants to speak but he couldn't.
Right?
Why should we do that, people of Foya? Why? Why have we come to this level? Destroying your fellow because of politics. For me, Sam, it doesn't. I don't want to focus. I don't like politics, to be honest. So I don't like to dive into discussing issues. Wherever meetings were held, whoever discussed what they had to discuss because of politics, they didn't give us the right to take away lives. They didn't give us the right to destroy Foya. That's just politics. People will talk, people will say things. I'm not in favor of any party as I'm speaking right now. I'm just speaking for the sake of our brothers and sisters in Foya. It's not worth it, please, people. We shouldn't be used. This will
But
pass again and Foya will stand. You can look in the face of your brothers. They are family members. It's not worth it, please, people of
It's,
Foya. Let
it's
us
not.
love one another.
It is not. But in as much that we move forward, I think we have to, in order for people that are wounded, that are hurt, to be healed, to move forward, you have to know how it all played out, where it began, how it started. For those of you who are joining us, welcome to the show. So, just for to paraphrase it, it started according to information. The Unity Party went to the government as in part of the election laws. If one party, because those are the main opposition parties we have in Foya, the CDC and that of the UP. If they are coming out, the other people stay indoors or don't get out and cause chaos. So they inform the proper authorities as to they were going to come out yesterday to welcome all the sons and daughters of Foya that are there, from the diaspora that were coming home. So that announcement has been ongoing on a local radio station that kind of precipitated people coming out of the villages and towns to welcome them. And so uh, I can tell from the morning hours, everything was fine because I had one of our journalists who was covering the morning hours. It was peaceful when people were running all up and down joyously and stuff until they got to Bandoni, you know, and stories are conflicting. It's hard to say because the militant part of the UP are saying that they stood. If you look at that, the Bandone and leading to T5 compound is like a T shape because going to Shallow is the main highway, that goes to Sadu, Medicoma, Sierra Leone, Guinea. That is the main highway, and the T shape is where T5 is. So, according to what they said, they stood right there to prevent their peaceful citizen to pass without any confrontation. Until while they stood there, one of them received a rock coming from the T5 group, that is yet to be clarified. But as we investigation continues, we'll see where the truth lies.
Right.
So that broke out into real fight. Whether it's true, it's not true. Uh, we will follow what the reports say. But up to this point, there have been confirmed reports of a few people that have been arrested, and some of them are already behind bars in Vunjima um, as well, and a lot of injuries as well. But to confirm dead, I was hearing of the third one. People are saying that there are three, right?
Mm.
That the first person was one that was dragged, an older man dragged into the compound where Thomas Fala is. That is yet to be clarified as to whether that old person is alive or not. But that was the first story that came out that um, he was the first person. But the thing is, we heard live rounds. You and I here in the U.S. When you hear live rounds, you know what that entails. Law enforcement must be in full control, or criminal. There is an exchange of fire. But that was not the case. The live rounds were coming from one direction, and you can hear it where it was coming from, where the police on the side of the police that was protecting the compound of the CDC. You could hear it. It was not like pop. Some of us have guns. We go out, we shoot, we know. It was blah, 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 blah. But that reminds people of 1990, the war days. Why Foya? Why Foya? At this time, do you think that this is happening to embarrass the leadership of Joseph Numa Boakai? That this is an orchestrated move? Do you guys think?
Who are you
Kofi,
starting with? Okay.
you.
All right. No, I mean, so again, I am very hesitant to speculate. I try to avoid all of these speculations, and I'm hoping that
Right.
we can get an answer to this sooner. I think there's a lot that has been a lot of confusion. I think we talk about, even when we talk about the security apparatus, we talk about, it was interesting yesterday, we're analyzing the place because when Foya geographically, you know, all of the location. When people are saying things, you try to put pieces together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you try to come up with. So we're analyzing this thing, and people will be like, okay. I listened to the police commander. He was like, okay, we started up. I was walking with these people. They were going to the field, and then all of a sudden they got into this compound. And then you're thinking about it. Okay, so how did it go? Like, how did it get into it? So I'm ready to try to avoid. I mean, I'm going to try to really avoid some of the speculations right now. I think there's a lot of things that could be. There's a lot of possibilities out there, and all.
Right.
But I don't want to get into those things. But I think there are certain things that we can look at. Like there are certain facts that we can look at, especially the point you raised about the police. I think we want to urge the government to take steps to make sure that, first of all, the safety of the citizen, and secondly, to ensure that these situations were investigated and those who are responsible are held, accountable for this. Because, like you said, in the U.S., even when the police officer is something's happening and a gun is discharged, there's an investigation that whether the police officer is right or wrong.
Yes.
That, in fact, probably that police
How
officer,
was it discharged?
yeah, he or she is going to be put on leave, and a neutral investigator is going to come in there. So we don't know why there was this discharge of the gun. We don't know whether the gun. I mean, I just say I don't.
It was not just there was a live round fire in the air.
Yeah.
You could hear it. The sound. I will play.
Yeah, we heard all the things. We don't know even whether that also led to the death of some of the people, the victims, and the question is, why was this discharged? We don't have an answer to that. But again, I think we shouldn't allow all of this to really detail us. I think coming back to the question you asked, whether Ambassador Borka should go to Foya. I think if people who were trying to disrupt the political process, him not going there would probably would just cause them to win. Right? It could be a win for them or so. I think him going there will be an opportunity to really, first of all, to tell people like, hey, look, we are a democracy, and people have the right to exercise their political franchise, or so whatever party they are for, but also to just bring about that unity among them. Yeah, because people they need it right now. This is a situation where we see brothers going against brothers, which is that's the most hurtful part, right? To see brothers going against brothers, neighbors against neighbors.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. We all intertwined, interrelated. Jasper, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, just like I have a noisy background here today in our community. I've been long show.
So what you do for us is when you are speaking, when you are not speaking, just mute yourself, and that will be good.
Okay.
I see Eunice, but I don't see her. Eunice there? I don't see Eunice at all. Okay. Well, let's I'm gonna play one video, and we will come back to further discuss that. You get you were more that little pepper soup you eating back there.
I'm at work.
I think you're doing all that. But let's play this quick few second video.
It is so bad for us in Foya here. This is so bad. This kind of election, Liberia is all that we have. We expect a very free, fair, and transparent election. But what they have started, or what has started here in Foya, is something none of you out there will be happy of. Chief, oh my God. Please share the video. Please share the video. The lady, maybe someone should be related to her that has died in this process. Someone should be related to this lady. She keeps crying. Maybe someone related to her lost their life in this process. So they are saying a United partisan was killed in the fence. What they did to him? In the fence? Oh my God.
The boss is able. Unity Party military.
The boss is out.
Yeah, the boss is able.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done our best. Share the video. I don't know why she's crying. Maybe someone related to her may have lost his life or her life in this process. Let me. I don't know. She keeps crying, so we don't know. She cannot talk to us right now. She keeps crying. She keeps crying. Listen to what she's saying. In pieces, she's saying, Thomas Fowler, you have destroyed us in Foya. That's what she's saying here. Please share the video. Hello? Yeah? I mean, I cannot talk for long on the phone right now. I'm very busy in Foya. I cannot talk to you right now. She keeps saying Thomas Fowler has destroyed us in Foya. That's what she's saying here. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, this is so bad for our election. While for someone's leadership business, you have a life destroyed.
Okay. So this is one episode, one segment of the video.
Right.
Those of you who speak Kisi, you can hear it, and a special how'd you call it? Kudos to our Lofa TV guys out there who who were so brave to stay there on the scene just to alert us, because it could have just been so much information. But then, why blame Thomas Fowler alone? Because we saw a statement. I got a statement from Thomas Fowler, and this is why I said this is he said, she said, right? I got a statement from Thomas Fowler condemning this, right? That he was, yesterday morning, he was in his compound peacefully, sitting down, only to hear a barrage of people coming around his friends and throwing rocks. And there's one video where we could see the police as well trying hard to push the people back, but the mob was overwhelming. And I think that is what caused the live rounds to be fired. Because the police were trying to protect, were in between the Thomas Fowler fence and that of the mob, but when they saw the tension where they were pushing them behind, they had to fire in the air to scare them to move back, which is understandable, right? But on the overall, Jasper, you all have followed this. What message does this send to the outside world coming out of Foya? The Kisi people are fighting among themselves. They're only the closest time ever in history that we have to the presidency. Even Lofa as a whole, we are jeopardizing this opportunity. We want to destroy this opportunity. What message does that send? Jasper. Jasper, are you there? Bro, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, man, I'm there.
Man,
I've been following the
darkness we're in tonight. You don't have lights? Go ahead.
that was noisy, so I can be in a noisy area. That's how I came on this side. I drove to one of my neighbor house to just to participate on the show. You know, yeah, I follow the incident into Foya in the live broadcast from the voice of Lufa, and I also try to attempt to get some information into Foya there from some of my colleagues who lives in Foya and some reporters in Foya. And for me, this incident, I don't want us to squarely blame the Thomas Fowler into this incident. I believe this is a coincidence of something that happened. because even in Monserrado County, you will understand that most of the political parties are on the main street and they are on the road. And sometimes when other supporters passing, they throw hints, they don't pass there, professionally they pass there with hints, with all kind of talks, some of them will want to instigate violence and other things. So I believe that was some of the reason that caused the violence yesterday into Foya. So for me, on my take, I don't want to squarely blame, the Thomas Fowler, because most of the people are blaming Thomas Fowler into Foya. And I don't want us to just blame Thomas Fowler, as an individual. Thomas Fowler cannot control everybody into Foya. That's despite even the supporters of Unity Party, one person cannot control them. So we blame the supporters. The supporters refuse to understand that all the political parties in Liberia affect their signature to the Farmington Declaration, which every political party is supposed to adhere to. So as such, if you are going for any political rally or political gathering, you should you should go according to what your party sign up to and live up to it. But going to instigate violence, I condemn that, and it should not even be, in our body politics. Liberia have suffered from 14 years civil war, and we don't want to go back to it. Some of us did not win anything of that civil war. We don't know nothing about that civil war, so we don't even want to know about it. So we're urging all of our brothers and sisters who are squarely behind politicians to muster the courage to make sure that they go about the Farmington Declaration or Farmington signature that they all affect their signature to, so that they can adhere to all the rules and regulations, even from the National Election Commission, so that this election can be peaceful. Because even the international community continue to warn us on a daily basis. Yeah, they continue to warn us on a daily basis. I think you can remember there was a statement they released a few days about visa restriction on those who will be involved into electoral violence. So, I think people have to read and understand that these statements are not good for we the Liberians. They are not good for we the Liberians. We need to be very careful in these elections. This election will go. How long from now? We got 9 more days, few more days for the election. So after it, we all will still be Liberians. But if we instigate violence and destroy our country because of just one politician who wants to become senator or representative or president, where are we? So we just have to muster the courage, and keep preaching the peace messages to every Liberian and support us in this election.
If let me come to you, Eunice. Chaos. I know it's hard to blame one side, just like Jasper just mentioned, as in this person is at fault, this one is at fault. It becomes a seesaw battle. And when you're doing seesaw now, the normal way we play it, those of us that grew up, we say seesaw up and down. Seesaw, you're just going up and down now. What do you think needs to be done? What message is this sending to the government of George Weah? As in, because the reason why I'm asking you this question is, and that will go to you too, Kofi, is I haven't seen the president making any statement or having a press conference to address this issue. He's the president of the country. He is the father of the nation. Irrespective of all why the process is undergoing investigation, when there is one loss of life out of violence, it has a negative connotation. It paints a negative image on your government. And this is the reason why President Weah, I think, needs to rise up and say, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my Liberian people, we condemn every act of violence in Foya. You're not accusing anybody. You're not accusing. Investigation continues. We see that when incidences, when people are shootings takes place here, massacres takes place, President Biden, even former president, will go right on the scene to assess and talk. This is how the people feel that you are connected, that you care about them. We cannot see that. It is far more than just writing a statement and publishing it out there. far beyond. What is wrong with our government? This, I said 2 people that were confirmed, but someone is saying from the comments line that it's 3, right?
Mhm.
Do you think the government is doing enough to maintain the peace? Eunice.
Um, in my opinion, for courtesy to the people of Foya, it's not just the president. We want to hear people speaking about it. Those who are in power right now, those who are experienced. They should come out and pay some courtesy to the people of Foya and say something because families are mourning right now.
Right?
I am speaking as a mother. I'm speaking in place of every woman from Foya. What happened should have been controlled from both parties. I chose to play each of those videos and see what happened. 23 to 30 minutes of each of those videos will give you different interpretations. Now, people, there are allegations. Oh, this person started. If you were in the other party, you will accuse the other person, though. So this other person is casting blame, the other person is casting blame. But thanks to the videos that we have, and thanks to those who did the recordings, now what we need to do is to sit down and watch those videos. Which one came out first? Which one came out second? Which one came out simultaneously? You might see and tell who is saying the truth. If you have your campaign going on and the other person is setting for you, you're setting for the other person, avoid one another, family. We are family. Avoid one another. Stay safe. Keep your people safe. So I am not speaking in favor of anyone here. Same, I'm straightforward if you ask me. But I can't because why the law will take its course. So let's let everything be as it is. Let them investigate and see who is guilty for the sake of those people that died disgracefully yesterday. It could have been any of us. It could have been your loved one. And to be honest, somebody should come and say something. Those Vikings will never be filled in those families. Never. They are gone. And if you lost a loved one, you know what it takes. Foya, don't let yourself go down that route anymore. Stop blaming one another. Let us take responsibility for everything that is happening. Whatever word you say negatively that is impacting somebody's mind, affecting the other person against their brother, we should be wise and be careful, people of Foya. Politics shouldn't be deadly in Foya. We are all one people. We call ourselves Volokumba. So
Mm.
why are we against one another? For some of us, we're looking for for the Gizi people that are from Kenya and other places to stay connect ourselves to them. And Foya that is between two other nations, we are here kicking one another out and hating one another because of somebody's job they're going to get. And they might not even consider you tomorrow. Sometimes you might not even get the chance to go to that steps or go to that Capitol building or go to that mansion or go in any of their offices. You will feel up from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we hating one another? Brother, for me, my position today, being here, is just to tell the people of Foya, say, please love your brothers for the sake of Christ.
So,
Think about that person you're hating so hard. Think how they feeling. Pinch yourself and feel the pain when you pinch yourself. And think about the stake you're taking to knock somebody's son, somebody's daughter.
so
Politics,
good. Good,
yeah,
good, good.
I'm not going to
But
preach any politics here, Sam. I'm just going to condemn
I
that
know
behavior up
we're
to
not
the
talking
end of my
politics, but
being here.
we're speaking truth to power, though. We're speaking truth.
It's
I understand you're
I
a
want
youth
to be I
leader.
want to be
I
honest.
understand that, you're on a national platform. We get it, but
Yeah, it's not worth
Kofi,
it.
Kofi, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you the same question, right? Do you think so far from yesterday to today, we have not heard directly from the mouth of the president of Liberia. The entity that is in charge to protect, to making sure that this election is free and fair, the National Election Commission, the chairman, David Brown, had not come out to condemn this because this is election violence. She needs to come out as well and say, we condemn every act of violence, scare tactics to derail the peace process, this free and fair elections that we are about to have. And I, as chairman of the National Election Commission, I condemn what took place yesterday that caused the loss of lives. And we are pursuing investigation. What do you think? Do you think the government is doing enough?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think you raised a really interesting point, and I just want to tie into the point that I raised. That's why I said, you know, it was important for Ambassador Barker to make a visit. You know, the other thing that came to my mind was like, what if President George Weah and President Barker show up in Foya to just show that level of unity, to say, look, because this thing is bigger than even this election, right? It's about Liberia, the future of Liberia. So, I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm hoping that, or I hope that President Weah would have made a statement, especially coming from there 3 days after,
Yeah,
or 2 or 3
yeah.
days,
Just
make
2
a
days
strong statement to say, hey, you know, I strongly condemn, strongly condemn what's happening in Foya, in fight, call for restraint, and the government would have, and also talk about, sending in a commission to really investigate something like that, or a delegation or something like that. So, I mean, I think the strongest point that can be made towards peace and reconciliation is probably maybe some kind of like olive oil being show by both parties, invite both sides, showing that both leaders from both sides, showing that unity in terms of coming together to bring the people of Foya together. So that would be something. But I think the other piece that as I think about this whole issue with Foya, and the Foya, like Sister Eunice was saying, yeah, I mean, Foya, small place, nice place. You see people, one people, what I could be from Guinea, Sierra Leone, or Liberia, right? We always say one people, like, because the language, the tongue is the same except for like a few things. I was talking to someone the other day, was like, I think I was telling you guys how I forgot my Kisi, and I used to speak the Liberian, Guinea, and Sierra Leone Kisi to know the differences between them. And I was telling someone, I was like, the Sierra Leone and the Liberian Kisi, it was very hard to know the difference between them. But the question there is, like, we see places like Montserrat is one of the places. I mean, think about Monrovia is a very diverse place. Lately, we haven't seen some of these things there. Why? I kept thinking, why Foya? Why are we having these things? Why did this thing happen in Foya? I'm hoping that we can take a step back to really think. Were there underlying issues that contributed to this, or are there individuals? Because as we think about who, the root cause of these things, is it something that have been systemic issues that have been existing in Foya before that was triggered by this, or are there some recent events or things that individuals have done that also caused this? And I'm not saying that we should put it on, like, I mean, right now we don't know what are this, which party or so, but just thinking about it from the broader standpoint to really understand all of these things.
Good. Well said. That was well said. And as truth is, there was a statement that was made yesterday by the city police director in Foya there during the heat of the moment. And I think he will learn as you grow up in life. When you are facing a riot, you don't confront the press, the media, because it almost looks like he had already taken one side, and you are the persecuting agent. You are the one who's maintaining the peace. He was the same one who said they knew that the people were marching and they were there to protect, but then he said, oh, the people attacked Thomas Fowler, and then these people say this and that, and the videos are showing contrary something else. So that is a lesson for him. But it's hard to, in as much there is agony and chaos and trouble. Foya is trouble right now. At this moment, for the next 9 days, it's hard to discuss this situation without not talking politics. My sister, I understand. I will go back to her right now because I know when I put her in a hot seat, politics, that's when she wants to run. Um, so I know I'm about to, folks. As a matter of fact, I can host 10 people right now. So I'm gonna drop the link right in the comment section if you need to come on the show, if you need to condemn the situation, if you have a different viewpoint. This is why this platform is for. If you need to speak to your people in Foya or those in the diaspora, come on. Your comments are important to us. Make your comments. I'm going to drop the link as well. But Eunice,
Yeah.
if there's one thing or two things that you want to say tonight before you take leave of us to the people of Foya and those who live in the diaspora that have relatives in Foya that are watching, what will you say to them?
Um, Maybe I should say in Gisi first. Randa
You
Foyala
want
was
to you
there.
want to say Gizzy, you can't do a Gizzy show. After this one, we'll be doing a Gizzy show.
Randa Foyala was there la manu. La fula le songolanti la yandi. La masongala. I just said simply, Foya people, hello and sorry for everything. Don't go out fighting one another. Please stop fighting. Um, I would say to the people of Foya, we go to the same creek or the same river to wash our dirty clothes. We go to the same town hall to have our town hall meetings, forums. We go to the same schools, the same streets. We walk past one another every day. And so please, politics have been played over the years. The last time I saw politics play with some level of respect was maybe when Honorable Sir Philip Joe and Philip Talley were all there. After that, politics took another turn. People just digging and diving in people's family matters and insulting one another. And politics has been I want to say it's a disgrace in Foya right now. It's a shame to hear about what is happening in Foya. Why? Because too many young people have taken over, have gotten into politics, and I don't blame them because the war has affected a lot of people. The culture, the norms of Foya that we had before is no more.
Hmm.
So it's not about you blaming an individual who is into politics. It's not about blaming Thomas Fala. It's not about blaming Honorable Barker or United Party or CDC. It's about our norms and cultures that have been buried since the war. Kids saw people being killed, people being humiliated, people being shot. So killing is not anything. Think when you were young, did you see someone being buried? Did you go to a graveyard? Kids are standing and seeing people being killed. So it's about bringing back
Yeah,
dignity and
yeah.
pride in our country. How are we going to bring pride back to Foya and Liberia as a whole? Is what we should be talking about today. Forget about politics. Even if Honorable Bwaka is gone and Thomas Fala is gone, there will be a new set of people and it's going to be the same thing.
So
I must be honest to you.
so true.
It's about how we're going to restore pride and dignity in Liberia, in our society. The law has become so blind. The lawyers are afraid to preach law because somebody is going to be haunting them because of the war. Liberia has been affected over the years, and we want to see growth in infrastructure, in road developments. We want to see growth educationally, but we haven't brought back the law to restore peace, to restore pride and dignity to our people. So my my appeal to you listening to me and to the people of Foya today and the people of Liberia is please let us plead for the law to stand again and take its course. Let us allow the law to rule. Every institution, every organization have laws, even in the villages, even the susu clubs, even in school. There are regulations, policies, guidelines that strengthen organizations. If those policies are broken, then there is no organization, there is no reason to be a part of a group because every group must have bylaws, policies, and procedures that govern them. Those are gone. Until we can bring back those rules and regulations in our society, Foya, Morovia, Liberia as a whole, everything we are doing here, casting blames against one another, is not going to help us. It's just going to create confusion, chaos, escalate issues, because if you blame my brother or blame my sister, I'm going to blame you too. So we're going to be casting blames and not finding the solution to the problem. The solution to the problem is love your brother, have respect for your fellow man, and respect for the law. And as Christians, as we call ourselves, Liberian was built on Christ's principles.
But
Let
but
us bring back that law.
but yeah, Eunice, what all the way you preaching all the unity, peace. Do you think our elders, those who supposed to steer the ship, our elders have done enough to making sure that this is our our culture, to institute that into these young minds, to mold them that this is who we are? Do you think that they have done well enough?
Nope. Let me be honest with you. Listen to our people as they speak. Politics is in the church right now. It's not just in the society. It's not just in the communities. People want people to favor who they care, who they love. Now, people are coerced. People are manipulated. People cast blames. Nobody wants somebody to speak, to be heard. And so if you look at the war, like I say to people, what the war left in Liberia is trauma. People have been traumatized. And people mentally, some people are still affected because they saw their parents being slaughtered, they saw their loved ones being killed, some were raped, some were abused, and that mind is still confused. They have not been de-traumatized. And so how are they speaking? They speak the pain out of their minds, and they're going to insulting one another. They're going to abusing. They feel that's the way they can plead for themselves. That's the way they can be heard. So people have to stop manipulating people's minds against one another. Stop instigating other people, escalating issues, and speak politely. They are valuable. They are important as you are. They are special. They are peculiar. Let them feel their importance and let them make their decisions as they want to make them. Let us stop playing games with their lives because they are still confused. Some have not been de-traumatized yet. Let us talk about those things.
Let me hold you right there. I have a caller on the line who's calling directly from Foya,
Thank you.
who was in the midst of that. I just want to, because they're calling on indirect the internet, so I just want to give them that time
Okay.
quickly. Sylvester, welcome. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah, Sam, I'm listening and hearing you clear.
Yeah, yeah. Can you give us a little bit of insight as to what does Foya look like today? What was it like? Did the people come out like a normal day, market day? What was it like? Because you are one of those diaspora Liberians that caught yourself. You found yourself in a scenario of what took place yesterday.
Sure. So,
Can you
on
guys hear him?
yesterday,
Yes.
yeah, on
I saw
yesterday,
him marching.
we supposed to have a program to honor all the diaspora that in particular those that are here from Foya that live in America and Canada because of their contribution to the peace process, to the politics in Liberia. But unfortunately, the program was organized by the citizens in Foya, and the program could not fully be implemented because the ruling establishment, CDC government, through a representative of District 5, Fala, who live within the facility of District 1 in the country, Foya to this facility, pre-organized, some people got to disorganize that the program should not be successful. How do they? So the crowd in Foya, they were on parade along the road to go to a 1.5 mile distance where they were going to organize.
Sylvester, just make it brief because you're in an area where internet could backfire on you any moment.
Yeah, so because we were told to follow them where they were, to start the walk by where our crowd came under attack by the CDC government through Honorable Fala, who crossed the swamp and came on the main road and started intimidating and saying all kind of things. Moby started throwing stones at the crowd. That eventually became a chaotic movement that resulted to 2 deaths and 50. We six injured, wounded people, 6 wounded persons. We visited the hospital, the Honorable Representative for District 1, Honorable Francis Yumale and myself visited the entire hospital to actually validate to know who really was killed and who were wounded. So I of now, we have 2 persons killed.
Okay.
Further,
So as we speak, investigation is ongoing, correct?
Sure, investigation is ongoing. It's been headed by the Norfolk County Police Commander. So those the accused on the Unity Party, the chairman and the coordinator, Samuel Bemu, who is the coordinator, and that was Peter O. James, that control the political and other structure arrangement here. And one all of that, I cannot pick a name, were called to be investigated because the accused are being responsible for the death.
Okay.
They did not invite the CDC for investigation. Why nobody knows? Only the United Party who they accused. So they were asked to write a note indicating evidence or whatever they say. From there they asked them to proceed to Kolangu for safety. The city guards are in Kolangu, they left Foya this night. So as we speak. But Foya is a little stable as we speak because troops.
I told you, I said talk quick. Y'all never over there, y'all know. All right. Your network is acting up.
Yeah.
So you can safely say to the people that are listening, Foya today was calm. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jack.
Can I ask a question for Sylvester? Yeah. Sylvester, this is Kofi. I have a question for you.
Go ahead. I'll relay it.
Yeah, I mean,
can you hear that, Sylvester? Can you hear the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm really glad that you are safe, and I saw you yesterday on the video trying to stop people from doing the worst thing. So thank you so much. So my question to you is, what are you guys as elders of Foya District? What is being done right now to really restore or come into the town, or to bring people together? What are some efforts being made to really try to bring things? I know the government is investigating, but like there should be something around, like we're saying, Foya citizens, leaders of Foya needs to talk about this.
Under the Palava Hut.
Yeah.
Town hall.
Need to bring people together.
Okay, and yes, sure. When it happened, the Honorable Representative Francis Yumale was not in Foya, he was in Buledu. But then he was called that there was a chaos in Foya. He immediately came, but then police from Bonjama and soldiers came to Foya and asked everybody to leave the street and go back to their houses. So he spoke, but then people were leaving Foya, going to their trenches in bushes. And he spoke and said that the situation was under control, that everybody should come back to their houses, and investigation was impending. So investigation started today. But the funny part is that the government is only inviting the United Party to the investigation. They did not invite the CDC. Because only the United Party they accused for the death and the destruction that took place. Unfortunately, they only asked them also to write their own personal note, how the situation started and what was their participation jurisdiction.
Right. Just to,
Then the
I mean,
father,
as a process of investigation to get their statements down.
So,
written
so
down.
just and another follow up. I mean, did the honorable Numale reach out to Thomas Fowler, or did Thomas Fowler reach out vice versa? Has there been any effort to reach out?
Thomas Fowler did not reach. We are not all in speaking to the citizen of Foya at all. But during the incident, Thomas Fowler called the Bureau of Internet, the radio, and the rest, calling to the government to provide security for him, that he was under attack, that he would not show his moving area.
But did the honorable Numalian reach out either?
To reach the where?
Reach out to Thomas Fowler just to bring about a peace.
The Thomas Fowler was not in Foya when Numalian came back to Foya. He was in Bunetu. So he would have spoke on the radio calling for the citizens to come back. The issue is that the security on the ground did not even reach to Numalian to see how they could coordinate. So Numalian was only concerned. He called the justice minister. He called the police director in Liberia, asking them to provide security.
Did you call Thomas Fowler? Is there a plan for him to call Thomas Fowler and call him to ask his supporters to restrain themselves? I think just reaching out across the eye, that's the question I was asking.
Yeah. And his network is, you know how it is.
I also wanted to ask, there was the time, one of the videos I saw when Sylvester and his team passed, but there was another video with a red, was it a pickup that stopped? And there was a guy who was making an announcement, who the journalist went to ask, what was the purpose of that group? Where were they heading to? What led to them stopping down there? What was really going on?
Yeah, I remember seeing that video and the comments too.
What was the agenda, the purpose? Like they were heading somewhere, did somebody stop them? What did they really stop in front of that junction for? I really wanted to know what was going on.
Right. Yeah. That's a very good point you just brought out too for investigative purposes. But Jasper is crying about internet connectivity over there. Let me bring Jasper because he's a quick come and run guy. You know, you're over there, but go back and get your whatever. But why you go ahead? I got a call coming in from Sweden. I'll put them on hold. So just wrap up on that quick. Hello.
Okay, thank you again. You getting me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, quick.
Okay, just to conclude, my only frustration from the government side is, whenever these things happen, they don't give in, they don't investigate, right? And even they will come out and say, oh, we're going to investigate, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but they will not come up with funding. So all of the violence that been happening in Liberia, they just investigating, but there's no outcome. That's my only frustration with the government and even the police. And they will not come up with funding. I think you remember all of the jail, the violence that been happening in Liberia and other parts of the counties. You will see cases on the deaths, and they will say, oh, we're doing investigation, but no outcome of the entire. So that's my only frustration from the government side. But the incident yesterday, actually, like what Liberal Celeste was saying, you can, no one can really tell. The government really need to come in quickly and intervene, the process, to come up with funding, because this is election violence. And the National Election Commission hasn't come up with any statement. The only person who condemned the act, I remember, President We are condemned the act when he was in Nima, I think in Yekepa, when he was on his campaign trail. He responded, he condemned the act, but I didn't see any calling for investigation or any other thing. But actually, yeah.
You said the president condemned the act. Was it written statement or he spoken on his campaign trail?
No, it was not it was not really a press release or press statement, but it was just a comment that he made in Nima County during his county tour in Yekepa. And I captured that scene during the it was on a newspaper. Yeah, it was on a newspaper. One of these newspapers I captured either from front page or a New Dawn or any of the, but I captured it from one of these newspaper where he's in condemning the eye. But I did not see anything or further investigation, to bring up those perpetrators on board and other things. But I did not see that. But he only condemned the eye and call on the people of Foya to remain calm in this election period.
Well, I have a caller on the line. So thanks, Jasper. I'm gonna that's an international call. I'm not gonna keep them too long. Let me have him make his comment. Caller, tell us where you're calling from, your name, please.
Thank you. My name is Douglas. I'm calling from Europe, Sweden.
Welcome to the show. What's your take so far of what's going on?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say that that government will not do anything to the seditions or orchestrated the entire process. Look, I watched the thing from the beginning when they started it in the morning with Talk TV. The guy was live when they started, and the group started to march towards the Cielo way to go and get the guys, from the way to march with them, to come with them,
Right.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and he said that he just said, "Oh, in front, there's an attack in front. I don't know. We are going to get the people, and there's an attack in front." If you watch the entire film, entire video, you will get that. So that means, and the former vice president said this morning that at that same junction, the attack, Yeke Koluba, 2020, I think 2020 election, during the time they wanted to campaign for Galakrai Kotoma. He said the attack, I think a lot of people complain that on that junction, you always have his security there. And those security guys, when you come on the road there, they want to attack you, they want to do all kinds of things. And this is why orchestrated this group from the Unity Party to put their own group together to protect them, because they felt that they were always, in problem with the sedition.
But there was a red pickup though. There was a red pickup that went and stood. It had loudspeakers on it. You know how like a campaign pickup that had loudspeakers, and it's stood right there. Oh, I just lost him. Yeah. If you can call us back, that would be good. Really. So let me go back to you guys. Oh, Foya. Before I go back, let's take a breath. Let's watch this scene as well.
The police fully in charge of the place. They are sending those from the defense of Thomas Farah. They are sending them back. Voice of Lofa is the Lofa People's Radio. Please share this video. Please share the video. A motorcycle is here at place. Hello? Yeah? I'm in a program right now, please. I'm in Foya. I've been able to talk right now. Please. Share the video. The police trying to put the situation under control. This is someone lying dead here.
If you watch this, guys, when you look at this took place, it's not far, just yesterday. These people could be someone's son, someone's nephew, someone's uncle, little brother. But because they have gone through. They are so loyal and not being guided the right way by their leaders. These are the kind of things that these young people are going through. And part of the effect too has to do with, going through the war, there were not a lot of rehabilitation done, as in where people that are coming out of war have mentor programs in place where they can rehabilitate these young people back in society. Oh, I have the guys calling back. I mean, what happened? You call back again?
Yeah, I think the thing call off, but because I didn't finish and they went off.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, just complete your point.
Yeah,
I was asking you, there was, if you saw the video where there was a red pickup right in the entrance area of Thomas Fowler, and who does that vehicle belong to? It seems like that vehicle was a musical pickup red truck that was going along with CDC, not CDC or Unity Party.
Yeah, I think it was the pickup. What happened is that what I saw, it was the pickup. They all were going to Seattle where they were going to get the guests. So the music was on that pickup, even in the center of the city, and they were going towards Seattle to get the guests. And it looked like when they started the riot and the pickup stood on the road and they brought the pickup back. I think that's what I saw. But it's just look. Let me tell you, the problem in Foya started a long time. Just that it was waiting for a time for it to explode. Because Foya, the situation is that Thomas Fowler left it. You see, this is why I have problem with liberal laws. How can somebody be a domicile within a place or representative in a place? He leave his place and went in another place, and he want to be representative. Definitely, it will be a fight. And this is where the fight is held. Because even Snow did that thing. He left Morovia and he went to Bomi. It was a heavy fight. The people just left it because they elected him as a senator. But before they elected him as senator, it was heavy fight. He carried him to Supreme Court. He carried him all over. And now it will be fight until the person that the people want to elect, they elect them before that tension will come down. But it depends on the person too. Now Snow is there. Snow and Carlos, they live together, and he extend hand to them. But I think Thomas Fowler is a little bit aggressive. What I saw, because even in this, when he was in Morovia, you move in a place. What the people say that he got a radio station there that telling that abusing our elders, telling the people they did not do anything for Foya. And these people, they have tradition that they do not abuse the poor people. So the tension is growing there, and this is what it's ending to. You have to really talk to our people to come down, or now it will be serious problem,
Yeah, and that is everyone's responsibility, of course.
I have a question though.
Maintain the peace and keep the peace. Yeah, go ahead with your question, Eunice.
So the brother who
You
just spoke,
you got a question for the brother or for me?
the brother who just spoke was giving analysis and comparing Snow's situation to Foya's situation. Is that helpful to the people of Foya? Is that going to help our people?
Yeah, can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Look, let me tell you, there's no difference between the problem with Snow and the problem. Thomas Fowler left district number 5, I think district number 5 in Monserrato, moved there and want to take over another person sitting representative in the area. That's the same problem. It will not be helpful, but that's the problem I have with Liberians. We don't discuss the problem. We just cover it, say, oh, let it be. Let you all have peace. When you go to go slap the person again, that discuss what's the problem, what's causing the problem. What is causing the problem is that Tomo Fala have a radio station in Foya that abusing our older people. And the people don't like that. Just listen to the talk Liberia. I follow Foya. They said the man have a radio station, he got boys from Morovia that abusing, and that is not our culture. So it's called, what is called now, okay, in case now we say, okay, you must be alright. Then now to go another one sparkle again, say you must be alright. No, what's the cause of the problem? In Europe, what we do, we catch the main thing that caused the problem. If you discuss it, oh, okay, now this is the thing that caused the problem. It must not happen this way. people from abusing our elders. And the human they may have the right to run in any district that he want to run. Then it will be okay. But they are just keeping it uncovered and the tension is growing. You know, let me tell you, there's a tape that I have some guys in red. That group was put together by these Unity Party guys just to react to. Because these guys, there's a video. I don't know whether you have that video. Now, Thomas Falato, some guys to Morovia and went there as CDC militant. And this is one of the guys they killed. That Momo guy is from Morovia. And he's in his CDC militant. The problem
and that has been confirmed. How did you confirm that?
Yeah, he died. You know,
There's a name on the person. They posted it today. There was a name, Momo something. So
the guy he was a police assistant. I know police assistant. Then he ran into the police headquarters when he caused the problem, and the guys went to mopping. You know, this is what the problem. We are not discussing the problem. The problem is these guys must stop doing these things. That's the only thing that will end the problem. Well, thank you for the program.
Thank you so much.
So Tim, the reason why I asked the question, I appreciate.
You take care.
Thank you.
Tim.
Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate the clarity our brother just made. This is fair to the people of Foya if you make such clarity and say, stop this that is happening. This is wrong. Stop insulting. I, for one, I said that before. It's wrong to disrespect the people, insulting people on radio stations. Children should respect the older people. So I really appreciate that clarity. Comparing Foya to Edwin Snow situation, I felt we needed to know something more that should be helpful, and that was why I asked the question. I am not. I don't believe in bringing other people's situation in my situation to fit my reason for why things should happen. The reason is Snow and his people had their side of their problem, their story. Foya have their side of the story. So our what will help us in Foya is to unite, love one another, respect our seniors, respect the culture and norms of Foya, help to de-traumatize our people, and see how we can come back and work together to live together as one family. Because there was a death at the police station. So before even going to Thomas Fala's place, something happened. So why are people killing one another?
Yeah, throwing
Why?
stones and sticks and beating
Yeah.
someone as though you're beating an animal to death. I mean, gruesome,
Yes.
gruesome,
Yes.
gruesome
Why?
thing.
That is what I am
This day and
completely
age,
against.
especially
Both
as though,
parties shouldn't have done
we
that.
haven't learned any lesson, having gone through 14, 15 years of war.
Yeah.
You
Hitting
know.
somebody a time like this, the war is over. Everything is over. People are trying to
But you know,
regain sanity.
there is another thing, Kofi, that when we talk about this war, there's another thing I see, which is causing this, which is the poverty war. When people are poor, you know, they don't have it and they're struggling. They can be led astray by anybody. They will do things that in their right mind they will not want to do if they have it. It will constrain people to do stuff when people are poor and they don't have it. This is another mental war that is eating the fabric of our youth. Every fabric of the nation across Liberia. It's not just for you. We see what's going on. You and I will not go somewhere to go cheer someone up in the ring or zig for 1 hour. I will say, I'm not gonna do that. I won't do that. If I have something better to do, if I have a job somewhere to attend to, if I have a family I need to look up to, I'm not going to go cheer you up. You see, that's my take. It is, yeah.
You're absolutely right. And in fact, this is something that I was thinking about. I think Eunice touched on it a little bit. And I think looking at it from the broader perspective, it's like it's all of us responsibility, right? Especially when we talk about the young people back there.
Mm-hmm.
When you find them in these things, like, you know, getting attached to these politicians and all of that, it is because, yeah, like you said, because they have very limited opportunities. So I think there's a moment for us to reflect. They shouldn't, because there's something is not, so it's going to take for your time to heal. Imagine those people who lost their relatives or loved one. They have to live across from other people who have said derogatory things to other people for this during these elections.
Yeah.
So as part of that healing process, it's going to require every citizen effort, and that some of those things will include, like, seeing how we, as for people from Foya who are in the diaspora, how are we contributing to the country, not just sitting to Foya, not just sitting back and just watching these things, or not just coming to talk about these things when they're happening, right? Talking being engaged. How do we stay engaged there? Because the longer we stay engaged, we we will be able, we'll be able to help to address some of these things.
Dialogue.
Yeah, the
The
role of
more,
our
the more
traditional
we talk,
leaders.
the more we talk, the better
Yeah,
understanding we tend to have. The more better it gets for us to come to a common table, of understanding. Um, yeah, but our time here is I've spent, going out of here. We've gone an hour 30 minutes. It's about time to cut it out, and because we do have the traditional Kissy show will be coming up in an hour from now as well, which is 10 p.m. Liberian time. Which we it's the same thing we will be talking about to encourage the peace of Foya, the citizens of Foya, the young people of Foya, the elders. Take your role. If everyone is playing their role, all will be well. Stop the rhetorics. The rhetoric's so high. You know, making it look like this is you're not related to this person. Oh, this one is from this side. This one is from this side. No, if we keep dreaming this way, Foya will get destroyed. We cannot dream. This dream that we are dreaming is not a good dream. This dream that we are going through as a people of Foya, it's not a good dream. We need to shift. It is everyone's responsibility, even those of us who are here in the diaspora. We talk to a lot of our family members and friends that are back there. We need to speak positive into their minds so they can have a different mindset. It's not about, oh, what you got. It's not about what you got. No, peace. We are known to be a peaceful people, the Kissy people. We are known to be that tribe that settles, that make peace in other people's homes. We are hardworking people. We're not lazy. Hardworking people. Yes. Why don't we? And this is literally going to our political leaders of Foya District, the district commissioner, the superintendent, the honorable representative, Thomas Fala, Jefferson Koji, Nora Finabuno, Sir Joseph, all those 7 people, all those and many other stakeholders. These are all Kissy people I just mentioned that people listen to. Former Senator Josh Tengbe, they all should come together. Stop the divide. If you draw a line in the sand in Foya suffers. So Foya suffers. That is why I'm not into this politics stuff, my man. I can just talk about it, but I'm not really. No, I'm a business guy. That's it, entrepreneur. But politics, it's not my thing. But we can't sit still and see our alma mater, which is Foya, being destroyed when we have the voice to speak. Because someone would rather come and say, but this and this happened. What did you say? What did you do? History will judge each and every one of us. I guess I'm finishing my last statement. It's you now.
Oh no, thank you so much. I totally concur with everything you just said, and I just want to reiterate again, calling for calm, so calling for restraint from all sides. I think this is not time for us to cast blame right now. I think right now, first of all, we should think of ourselves. Again, I go back. We are Liberian first. We are
Mm-hmm.
Lofians. We are citizens of Foya before we even come to become CDC, UP, or so. So that's the first thing. We should know that the people that they might be on different political sides, different side of the political spectrum, but they are still our brothers. We're going to live with them. So even after this election, we have to live with those people. So for the politicians, I'm calling upon them to also call on their supporters for restraint, because how can you govern people when you have half the people going against each other, even if you're representing them? You cannot represent, yeah, I mean, a fractured group of people, right? it was going to make it harder for you, even if you win that election by chance or something like that. And your people every day they're fighting each other in their district. So you really want your people to come together. And again, just to echo what you've been saying, it's like it's our responsibility to, especially us in the diaspora, but also we talk about religious and traditional leaders to bring people together in this time. I mean, you notice on this show, I try onto this show, I try to avoid everything political, right?
Yeah.
And we just try to do the same thing because, and it was intentional. Like, you know, if there was any other time, we'd talk about the political issues and all of that.
Yeah.
But this is something that
You
goes beyond that politics because it's concerned our homeland, concern our people, and it's concerned our future. So we really need to come together, and we are hoping and urging the government to speed up this investigation so we can get to the root cause of this and ensure that it doesn't happen again. And those who are responsible are brought to justice. We want to,
Yeah, there are so many people that have been hoping, for investigations to be brought to justice.
Yeah,
and then, it's not just what took place, transpired yesterday in Foya, but there are many secret, well-known killings that took place over there. They are yet,
And the last thing I want to say before we conclude is also urging the government to provide security for people. Security, people needs to be able to live in peace and not fear for their lives or their safety, especially in this period of time where they are trying to exercise their political franchise. They should be able to speak peacefully and conduct themselves in a peaceful manner and freely. So people should not be intimidated and all of that. So we're urging the government to really do everything it can to really, ensure that environment exists in collaboration with our elders, our leaders. Everybody should throw their voice into this.
All right, folks. So there you have it. Before we take leave of you, there is this message from the National Elections Commission. So please listen.
Hello, my Liberian people. Tuesday, October 10 is our elections day. The voting will start 8 a.m. in the morning and end 6 p.m. in the evening. Here are things you need to know about the voting process elections day. 1. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center where you register to vote on elections day. 2. When you reach at the voting center, show your voting ID card to the NEC staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Do not stand in front of others who are already in the line. 3. Only people with special needs like the physically challenged, old people, pregnant women, and young baby mothers will be taken to the front of the line to vote. 4. After a while, it will be your time to vote. Give your voter ID card to the NEC staff so that he or she can check if you should be at that center. The NEC staff will also show you your polling place or room. 5. When you enter the polling room or place, they will check for your name in the final registration room. 6. You will be given 3 ballot papers on election day. Red for presidential, blue for senatorial, and green for representative. 7. You must mark with a pen or thumbprint in a box in front of the photo of the candidate of your choice. There are 3 ways to mark your ballot papers: check mark, or an X, or with your thumbprint. Note, you must only mark one time on each ballot paper. 8. If you mark using thumbprint, you should wait a moment till the mark dries before folding the ballot papers. 9. You should fold each ballot paper separately and put the ballots in the rifle box. 10. Your choice as a voter is a secret and no one has the right to know. Please watch out for the following on elections day. 1. All registered voters are to vote only one time. It is a crime to attempt to vote twice or more. 2. Please avoid violence during the election. Violence is not good during election because elections come and go. We will have to live together to build Liberia after these elections. 3. Do not get involved in any campaign activities on elections day. If you see anyone campaigning, please report to the NEC. Vote Liberia.
More on the mix.
la jale